Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for April 25th through the 1st of May, 2016. I'm Athen, and this is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link because the signs are different. All right, so Sagittarius, this week, a lot of concentration on your fifth house of self-expression. We've got Mercury going retrograde in that fifth house on Thursday. You've had the sun already in that fifth house, and Venus is going to be shifting in there midweek onward. So a lot of this concentration. So this is the house of self-expression. It's the house of your playfulness. It's the house of all of your hobbies and interests. It's also anything creative that you're involved with. Children, for those of you who have children in your life, and romance, if that's the case for you personally. So whatever that has been the case, more than likely in any of those areas, or just generally your self-expression, there's been a lot of focus here. There's a lot of energy, in fact, you can be gaining through that self-expression at the moment. Now, the Mercury retrograde on Thursday is this kind of pause. And I think around Thursday, just kind of pausing for a second, because you guys are going to be going into this reflection now in terms of what are those interests? What are those passions? How are you expressing yourself, etc. So it's a good time to be rethinking those passions in your life, those things close to the heart. And I think around Thursday, just kind of sitting with it and examining it. But one thing I do want to say is that with any retrograde Mercury, it's a good time to get your feet wet. You know, try new things, experiment. And it's through that experimentation process that we learn the most with Mercury, because Mercury is a planet of practicality, of actually doing it. So if it's creative, it's actually getting in there and actually doing it and testing it out and seeing how it works for you. Now, anytime Mercury goes retrograde, it's involving your 7th and your 10th house. Okay, so these are the two houses that are also going into a reflection. So this is where I think for these next few weeks, you guys reflecting on relationships, you reflecting on your career, those two key areas. And if there's anything you want to rehash, redo, rethink about those things, I think it's great, particularly in the context of where you can perhaps express yourself in those relationships more, or your relationships can be more of a channel for your self-expression, and perhaps even with your career, how your career can be a better channel of your self-expression, etc. But whatever it is, remodifying those key areas, I think, are going to be key. So that's the strongest energy in terms of the astrological things going on this week, is this pause with your self-expression. There's also healing taking place with how you express yourself, because with Mercury's station, he's going to be within a sextile up to Chiron. So this has been a healing that's been recently taking place for you guys to be connecting with your home or your family or your roots, which might bring up insecurities, might bring up doubts, which has been this early part of the year here. So whatever that's been, I think it's excellent for connecting with home, with your roots in life this week. And I think you can find that quite therapeutic, as well as expressing yourself and all those fifth house things. Maybe even the work, maybe even the relationships can be therapeutic as well. Now, I do want to say with the Venus shifting into your fifth, you can be enjoying them. You know, like I said, you can be gaining this energy, gaining this prana by you guys expressing yourself. But with Venus, you can be enjoying that, right? And it could be particularly with relationships. Maybe the routine is getting a dose of that playfulness, maybe even spending time with friends. It could be fun, that sort of stuff, since Venus rules those areas. Now, as we go into the weekend, the sun is going to be sextiling up to Neptune. So over the weekend, there is a bit of this easygoingness for the adventurous spirits of life, which is the sun ruling the ninth. And the adventurous spirits is about expanding your mind, maybe through philosophy, spirituality, or it could be quite literally, such as through travel or connecting to nature, doing some hiking, whatever it might be. This has been so important for you guys and will continue to be important for the next 2 years, with both Jupiter and the North Node transiting into that ninth. But over the weekend, you can probably find those things quite tranquil and easygoing. Now, one thing I want to say too about this week is that last week you did have that full moon in your 10th house. So there should have been a lot of illumination, a lot of awareness, or something maybe just small but important regarding your career, regarding your public life, or maybe your productive life. So whatever that's been, it's a great week to continue to implement that stuff, because the third quarter phase is about taking those insights from the full moon and integrating them, cultivating them, working on them, and being willing to challenge yourself too in terms of the productive side of things this week. So that's the week in a nutshell. The big emphasis is on this retrograde Mercury, rethinking about the self-expression, which is a great source of energy for you at the moment. Venus here means you can enjoy that the second week onward. There can be this easygoingness over the weekend relating to expanding your horizons and tapping into a bit of that adventurous spirit. All right, so Sagittarius, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week.